The TCP/IP sender and receiver transformers will send and listen for raw blob data. This raw data will be put into an attribute on a feature and then passed on. This could be useful if, for example, you want to listen to a stream online. Use the TCP/IP receiver to connect and listen for the data. Then you can handle the raw bytes however you want. In this example, the blob data I have is a Google Earth file. I want to pass it on to another machine so that I can use it as the input for a workspace I have there. I'll drop in an attribute file reader to read the bikeways.kmz file, a map of Vancouver's bike routes. And then pass it on to the TCP/IP sender transformer. Either the sender or the receiver can establish a connection. I'll set this workspace to establish and choose to send over the file contents. Then I'll put in a creator to make it complete, and I'll run it, so it waits to send over the file contents once the other machine is ready. Then on my other machine, I have a TCP/IP receiver transformer, which will connect to my first machine. So this workspace will listen for a connection and gather 1024 bytes of data at a time. Once it has the data, it'll put it into the stream data attribute on the feature and pass it along. Since I'm going to be running a workspace with this data, I want to make sure I receive it all at once. Then I'll make an attribute file writer to create a file with the blob data I receive. Before I fill out the parameters here, I'm going to create a new user parameter so that I can specify the name of my received Google Earth file. Then I'll click the attribute file writer again and set the source attribute to stream data and the target file name to our new parameter. I'm receiving all the bytes at once, but if I were receiving a little at a time, I'd need to make sure to set overwrite to no so that the new bytes get appended to the rest of the incoming data. The last thing I'll add is a workspace runner transformer to run my workspace. As the source, I'll pass in the received file parameter containing the path to the Google Earth data I've received. Now I can run the receiver workspace. Since the sender workspace is already running, this one will connect right away. First, I have to enter a name for my received file. And just like that, we were successful. We sent the data over to us from another machine using the TCP/IP sender, received it using the TCP/IP receiver, and passed on the data to process it in another workspace.